3 hard truths about dating an anxious attachment style. I'm doing these for every single attachment style. This isn't a one-off video. And keep in mind that when we start to do the work in relationships, we can work through these things and become amazing, loving partners with some of the beautiful strengths of what it means to be an anxious attachment style, like their thoughtfulness, their care, their consideration, while also having the secure background as we start to heal and mend through some of these issues. So first thing is that anxious attachment styles, yes, they can be clingy or needy in relationships. And this is because they have this deep core fear of abandonment and they struggle to meet their own needs. So they essentially then have to rely on their partner to do this or their loved ones. And that can sometimes put some extra pressure on those relationships without meaning to. Number 2, sometimes anxious attachment styles self-silence. And then when they do this, the way that they end up communicating their needs is through criticism. There's an old saying that behind every criticism is actually an unmet need. This is very true. And in the case of anxious attachment styles, sometimes they go through relationships feeling like they can't talk about their needs or they're going to be too much or they're going to be rejected. They hold them in, and eventually they kind of pour over with a little bit of criticism. Not the way you typically see from a fearful avoidant with sort of a volcano erupting, but instead in a more pervasive kind of nagging way at times. And again, this is just them needing to be loved and cared for. Number 3, anxious attachment styles, often when they're really triggered and they're really feeling afraid of being abandoned, they forget to see or empathize with your perspective. Let's say you're in a disagreement or an argument and you're like, hold on, I need 5 minutes to process. They may not be able to hear or respect that properly because they're so overwhelmed and they just need to solve everything right in that moment. So they may lose their ability to understand or empathize that, hey, we process differently. You may have different needs in this moment than I do. Let's compromise and meet halfway. Instead, they may sort of bulldoze a little bit in terms of getting their needs met in that very moment because they're feeling so afraid. Now, if you want support on healing your anxious attachment style so you can actually build thriving, lasting relationships without feeling like relationships have to derail your peace and make you so anxious, and we'll share a free attachment style healing course specific for anxious attachment styles down below. This will really help you in your journey to becoming truly secure.